They built empires from humble beginnings, yet their influence stretches across continents, shaping what the world eats every single day. Power cloaked in silence, wealth hidden in plain sight. Some began with nothing, turning risk into dynasty. But then, their reach expanded beyond mines and factories into fertile fields, controlling crops, livestock, and food supply chains that feed millions. And yet, with such dominance comes scrutiny, ethical dilemmas, and the constant shadow of legacy. Each family, a masterclass in strategy, patience, and calculated risk, weaving old money traditions into modern global markets. That moment changed everything, proving influence isn't just measured in wealth, but control. Tonight, we uncover the top 10 old money families who quietly rule food and agriculture, and reveal the empires behind the meals on every table. In the number 1 position, we have the Oppenheimer family, a dynasty of immense wealth that shaped more than just industries. Behind the glittering veneer of global power lies a story of ambition, risk, and influence few truly see. Born from modest beginnings in South Africa, the family first struck gold, quite literally, with mining empires that stretched across continents. But then, their vision expanded beyond minerals into agriculture and food commodities, quietly controlling markets that feed millions worldwide. Every investment, every strategic move was calculated, a chess game spanning generations. And yet, with great power came scrutiny and challenges, ethical dilemmas, market volatility, and the constant shadow of maintaining legacy. That moment changed everything, cementing their place as true masters of influence, not just wealth. But if the Oppenheimers wield such quiet control, imagine the families who surpassed even them. The story only grows more extraordinary. Next, we step into the world of the Billionaires family, a dynasty where tradition meets modern power. From humble roots in Mexico City, they rose quietly, building a fortune that spans mining, finance, and, surprisingly, agriculture. Their farms stretch across fertile lands, producing cattle, grains, and staples that shape the nation's food supply. But their influence is not just in ownership, it's in control, steering markets, setting prices, and shaping livelihoods for thousands. And yet, the family remains largely behind the scenes, their wealth a whisper compared to the impact they command. Each generation learned to balance secrecy with expansion, navigating political tides and economic storms while preserving a legacy that feels untouchable. Their story is one of strategy, patience, and calculated risks, the kind only old money can sustain. But while the Billionaires wield quiet dominion over Mexico's fields, the next family takes influence to an entirely global scale. Now, we turn to the Larrea family, a name that resonates quietly but powerfully across Mexico's agricultural landscape. Their fortune began in mining, yet they saw opportunity in the fertile plains, where crops and livestock became another form of dominance. Vast estates produce grains, cattle, and commodities that flow from local markets to international trade, each transaction a testament to generational strategy. But then, their influence goes beyond wealth. It's control, shaping industries, while remaining almost invisible to the public eye. Every decision, from acquisitions to expansion, is a carefully choreographed move in a game played over decades. And yet, maintaining such dominance demands constant vigilance. Political shifts, market fluctuations, and global pressures could unravel even the most entrenched empires. That balance between visible power and hidden control defines the Larreas. But while they reign over Mexico's fields, the next dynasty stretches its reach far beyond borders, altering food systems on a global scale. Next, we explore the Reinhardt family, Australia's quiet but formidable force in agriculture. Known globally for mining, their legacy extends into vast pastoral lands, where cattle graze and sheep roam over sprawling estates. Every hectare is more than land. Its influence, a foothold in commodities that reach continents far beyond the outback. But then, their power isn't flaunted. It's calculated. Investments in beef, wool, and grain are intertwined with global supply chains, giving them subtle yet undeniable control over markets. And yet, wealth this immense carries its own shadows, family disputes, public scrutiny, and the relentless demand of maintaining dominance. Each generation carries the weight of sustaining not just wealth, but authority, with strategy and precision passed down, like a secret language. That tension between visibility and secrecy defines their story. And as we shift continents, the next family wields both cultural legacy and industrial might, reshaping food and agriculture on an even grander scale. Now we enter the world of the Birla family, a dynasty where old money meets the heartbeat of India's agriculture. From modest merchants to industrial giants, they expanded into sugar, edible oils, and large-scale farming, quietly controlling staples that millions rely on daily. But then, their influence is deeper than business. It's cultural, touching rural communities while modernizing agriculture with technology and innovation. Every investment carries a dual purpose: profit and legacy, ensuring the family's name remains synonymous with both wealth and progress. And yet, navigating India's complex markets is no easy feat. Political shifts, climate challenges, and global competition test even their century-old strategies. That delicate dance between maintaining tradition and embracing modernization defines the Birlascape. Their story is one of vision, patience, and an almost artistic grasp of influence. But while they shape India's fields, the next family takes the reins with a reach that spans continents, balancing old money with global ambition. Next, we delve into the Pathanin family, a dynasty forged in the harsh landscapes of Russia, where resilience became a form of wealth. Known for mining and finance, they quietly extended their empire into agriculture, controlling vast grain fields and investments in fertilizers and food processing. But then, their influence is subtle yet staggering, shaping supply chains that reach beyond Russian borders, affecting markets thousands of miles away. Every decision reflects decades of strategic foresight, balancing old money legacy with the demands of modern agribusiness. And yet, power in Russia comes with shadows: political instability, fluctuating global prices, and intense scrutiny test the family's grip. That tension between wealth, influence, and risk defines their story, a high-stakes game played over generations. As they hold sway over both soil and market, the next family brings us to Chile, where old money transforms fields into global power and influence takes on a truly international scale. We step into the world of the Luksic and Fontbona families, Chilean dynasties whose power extends far beyond mining. Their wealth reaches fertile valleys, vineyards, and livestock estates, transforming agriculture into an empire of global influence. But then, their control is both subtle and strategic, from fruit exports to premium wines, each product carrying the weight of family legacy. Every harvest is not just food, it's power, a stake in markets that stretch across continents. And yet, maintaining such dominance requires navigating political pressures, market volatility, and the expectations of generations steeped in old money traditions. Their story blends heritage with high-stakes business acumen, revealing how a family can quietly shape global tastes while preserving generational authority. But while Chile's landscapes are under their sway, the next family takes us to Peru, where legacy and influence combine to craft a story of agricultural mastery that echoes worldwide. Next, we uncover the Hochschild family, a Peruvian dynasty where mining and agriculture intertwine, creating a quiet empire that feeds both markets and history. Their ventures stretch across cocoa plantations, coffee estates, and essential food commodities, shaping not just Peru's economy, but global trade networks. But then, their influence goes beyond land and profit. It touches communities, labor systems, and sustainability efforts, often balancing progress with ethical responsibility. Every decision reflects decades of accumulated wisdom, each generation tasked with maintaining a delicate equilibrium between wealth and legacy. And yet the family faces constant challenges. Market swings, political instability, and environmental pressures threaten even the most carefully curated empire. That tension between power and responsibility defines the Hochschild story, a testament to the subtleties of old money influence. But as their story unfolds across Peru's fertile lands, the next family takes control of Canada's heartland, turning agricultural dominance into a force that reaches far beyond borders. Now, we enter the realm of the Keevil family, Canada's quiet rulers of farmland and food. Generations of strategic foresight transformed vast prairie fields into grain empires, controlling crops that feed a nation and supply global markets. But then, their power is measured not in headlines, but in influence. Every harvest, every shipment, every commodity subtly guided by decisions made behind closed doors. Livestock, cereals, and processing industries fall under their watch, a testament to decades of disciplined management. And yet, even with such control, the Keevils face the unpredictability of nature, global demand, and political shifts that could upend the most secure empires. That balance between domination and vulnerability shapes their story, a silent mastery over Canadian agriculture that only few truly understand. But while they wield authority over Canada's heartland, the final family in our countdown redefines control entirely, creating a global footprint in food that dwarfs all others. Finally, we arrive at the Walton family, the pinnacle of old money influence in food and agriculture. Behind the bright lights of Walmart lies an empire that touches every corner of the globe, sourcing, distributing, and controlling the flow of food for millions. But then, their power isn't just in stores or revenue, it's in control over supply chains, contracts, and the very markets that determine what reaches plates worldwide. Every decision reverberates through farms, processing plants, and distribution networks, creating an invisible web of authority that few can challenge. And yet, immense influence comes with scrutiny, responsibility, and the weight of legacy. Each generation must navigate public perception, ethical pressures, and the complexities of a globalized food system. That tension between colossal wealth and responsibility defines the Waltons. As the richest family in this domain, their story closes the countdown, but the echoes of their influence will continue to shape food and agriculture for generations to come.